You know, we all wear masks, right? The I'm fine smile we show our friends, the got it all under control vibe we project at work. But what's really going on underneath all that? Today, we're going to explore the subtle, often silent signals of a mind that's in deep distress.
Wow. That really lands, doesn't it? This whole idea that the deepest, most painful struggles are the ones we can't even see. They're just hidden in plain sight, right in the middle of everyday life. So that's the big question for us today. How do we actually learn to hear that silence? It's about tuning in, looking a little bit closer, not just at the people around us, but maybe, just maybe, at ourselves too. It's about understanding the quiet language of our own internal worlds.
All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by decoding these silent cries. Then we'll look at the masks people put on to hide them. We'll dive deep inside the anxious mind, see what happens when the walls go up. And finally, and this is the most important part, we'll talk about how we can respond with compassion instead of judgment.
Okay, let's dive right in. The first step is just understanding what we're actually looking for here. Think of it like learning to decode a hidden language. And it all starts with a huge shift in how we see these kinds of behaviors.
Okay, this is the key takeaway. That short temper, the friend who leaves you on red for days, the coworker who's always joking around, these aren't just personality quirks, they're signals. They're flares being shot up from a mind that is just struggling to cope. And getting this is so important because it's about recognizing a cry for help that's disguised as a personality flaw. Making that shift from judgment to simple awareness, that's step one. And honestly, it's everything. So if these are signals, what do they actually look like out in the wild? Well, a lot of the time, they're hidden behind these really carefully constructed masks. You know, the personas we create to project this image that we're totally okay. I bet you can picture this person right now. We all know one. The strong one. The rock. The person who carries the weight for literally everyone else. But what we so often miss is the reality behind that strength. It's sometimes called smiling depression, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A capable, happy exterior that's masking a deep, profound internal exhaustion. And then you've got the person who's always on, the life of the party, always ready with a joke. This is where we see the sad clown paradox. It's this idea that humor can be an incredibly powerful shield, a way to keep anyone from getting close enough to see the pain that's hiding behind the punchline. Yeah, humor can literally become a fortress. Every joke is another brick in the wall. A wall designed to deflect those uncomfortable questions, to avoid feeling vulnerable, and to keep people at a safe distance. It's the classic, I'm fine, just delivered with a laugh. And you know, it works in the moment, but long-term, it's a recipe for some really deep isolation. Okay, so we've talked about the masks people wear on the outside. Now let's peek behind the curtain and go internal. What's actually going on inside the mind of someone who's struggling? These next few behaviors reveal those invisible battles of anxiety and distress.
Let's talk about perfectionism. Our culture tends to praise it, right? We see it as this amazing drive for excellence. But so often, it's not about success at all. It's about managing fear. It's this desperate, white-knuckled attempt to control a world that feels completely out of control, all fueled by a terror of failure. So yeah, on the surface, it looks like ambition. But underneath, it's a one-way ticket to burnout.
Oh, this next one is so subtle, so easy to overlook, the constant apologizing. Sorry for taking up space. Sorry for having an opinion. The National Alliance on Mental Illness actually links this to these deep-seated feelings of worthlessness. It sounds like politeness, but what it can feel like is a painful, constant broadcast of the belief, I really don't deserve to be here.
You know someone whose brain immediately jumps to the absolute worst-case scenario, right? A missed call doesn't just mean a friend is busy. It means there's been a terrible accident. That's catastrophizing. And it's not just being a pessimist. It's like the brain's internal alarm system is broken and stuck in the on position, constantly scanning for threats, whether they're real or just imagined. And as you can imagine, all of this internal turmoil is just exhausting. It completely drains your mental battery. That's why a simple decision like what to have for dinner can suddenly feel impossible. The mind is so busy fighting these bigger battles that there's just no energy left for the small stuff. And what you get is complete decision paralysis. So, what happens when that internal strain gets to be too much to hide behind a mask? Well, the struggle starts to spill out, and the walls begin to go up. This is when we start to see really clear, observable changes in behavior.
This right here might be one of the most misunderstood signs of depression. We expect tears, we expect sadness, but very often, especially in men and teenagers, it shows up as anger, irritability, and frustration. It's absolutely crucial to remember that this isn't necessarily aggression. A lot of the time, it's just sadness that has nowhere else to go.
And then there's this profound loss of joy, when someone just stops enjoying all the things they used to love. This isn't just a bad mood, it's a core medical symptom of depression, called anhedonia. It's as if the color has been drained from their world, leaving everything in grayscale.
This makes it so clear. Going out with friends, which used to be fun, now feels draining. That favorite hobby feels totally pointless. And it's not a choice, it's a symptom of the brain's entire reward system just going offline.
It is so important to distinguish this from simple introversion. Introverts recharge with solitude. That's healthy. Social withdrawal, on the other hand, is a retreat. It's a defense mechanism against a world that has just become too overwhelming, too painful to engage with anymore.
Okay, so we've learned to spot the signs. But you know what? Recognition is just the beginning. The most important question is, what now? How do we turn all this understanding into compassionate action?
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about becoming an armchair psychologist. It's about a simple but really powerful shift in perspective. It's about looking past the irritable comment or the canceled plans and trying to see the person who is hurting. It's about offering connection, not a diagnosis, and reminding them and ourselves that needing help isn't a weakness. It's simply part of being human.
And this brings us full circle, doesn't it? It's such a powerful reminder that behind every face, behind every single mask, there are silent battles being fought. And maybe the most important stories are the ones we can't see or hear at all.
So I'll leave you with this question to carry with you. After everything we've explored today, who in your life might need to know that you see them, really see them? A simple text, a quiet moment of checking in. It might seem like such a small thing, but it could be a lifeline. Because recognizing the struggle is the first step toward compassion, and sometimes compassion is everything.